Hi there, it's Miss Vote, and we're here to talk about the song called Skip to My Lou 3.21 and Music for the Royal Fireworks, which is 3.29. Skip to My Lou doesn't have any real new notes. It has B naturals, which is second finger. There are only two of them, and they are in measure 3. So can you find those two low B naturals? If you want to write a 2 underneath it so you remember, that's all right. At the very beginning of this song, we have a C. Instead of 4/4, they wrote a C. It stands for common time. The most common time signature is 4/4. So to save ink, I guess, I'm not really sure why they do this, they put a C instead of 4/4. That's what that means. We also have eighth notes. So at the beginning, instead of just ta, 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 we're going ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Some people count it with numbers. We will at some point, but you could just count in your head like ta, ti, ti, ta. That would be okay as well. So here's the song called Skip to My Lou. It's all forte, so we don't have to worry about dynamics at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty straightforward. That's Skip to My Lou. Let's turn the page and go to 3.29, Music for the Royal Fireworks. This is probably one of the harder ones on the certificate. It's in 3/4 time, 3 beats in a measure. We don't like to play in odd time signatures for some reason. So a lot of times kids try to turn it into 4 beats in a measure instead of 3. Don't fall into that trap. I'm just going to talk about the first line, and then we'll talk about the second line. For the first line, there's a lot going on. We have mezzo forte for our dynamic, medium loud, and there's an accent right on that first beat. So a little bit more air, a little bit more tongue to make that a little bit louder on that note. And then the same thing happens in the second measure. Now we go on with a different rhythm, ta, ti, ti, ta, and then another half note with an accent. Now we're changing dynamics. Holy cow. This is mezzo piano. Then we have more tas and ts, and finally we end the line with a dotted half note. As a reminder, a half note gets 2 beats. The dot adds half of that value to the note. So if it gets 2 beats and I add half of 2, which is 1, the total is 3. So dotted half notes get 3 beats. So again, we're not going to worry about dynamics right now. Let's just try to play the notes and the rhythms on line 1. 3/4 times. So we go 1, 2, 3. That's line 1. Now you notice I didn't do the accents or any dynamics. I just was trying to get the rhythms and the notes. This time I'm going to add the accents in, and I'm going to add in some of the dynamics. I'm still just working on line 1. It's easier to just isolate and do one line at a time. So this is line 1 with dynamics and articulations. 1, 2, 3. That's tricky at the end because that dotted half note gets 3 whole beats. Don't forget about that. Now we're going to look at the second line. So we've got eighth notes again. Remember? Ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Say it with me for line 2. Ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. So that rhythm keeps going throughout that whole second line. I'm going to play it for you without any dynamics just to get the rhythms and the notes. There's nothing that tricky. It goes up to an A, but we know that note already. Line 2. 1, 2, 3. this time I'm going to add some dynamics in. It starts mezzo forte, and we have some accents at the end, again with that giant alligator mouth, which is a crescendo for the last two measures. So it goes accent, 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 lots of accents. So this is line 2 with dynamics. 1, 2, 3. A dramatic ending, isn't it? So now I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to play the whole thing with dynamics. So good luck. This one takes a lot of work. I would really recommend isolating and doing the first line. Maybe just do the first line one day, the next day work on the second line. This is the entire music for the Royal Fireworks with dynamics. 1, 2, 3. It's a tricky song. Good luck.